puesto este juego en el Game Pass y la verdad es que le tenía bastante ganas. Lo regalaron en Amazon Prime Video y estuve echando un vistazo en el PC jugando a 4K y bueno, una brutalidad. Aquí quizás no lo vea tan definido en la Xbox One X. Sí, está más bajito de resolución. Y bueno, pues nada, vamos a hacer el walkthrough completo de este juego. A ver qué tiempo nos lleva. Por lo que he leído es bastante cortito. Y es prácticamente pasar de pantalla en pantalla. Sí, gráficamente no es lo que he visto en el PC.
I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms. Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately. I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back. No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints. The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it. But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
No se ve, no se ve
The house was exactly
igual
like
que
I
el
remembered
PC.
it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Este juego no está bien implementado en Xbox. El PC impresiona mucho. Recuerdo esta imagen perfectamente y esta imagen, los colores están totalmente planos, sin brillo, sin dimensión. muy flojito.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly. Afraid of the house.
Disculpadme un momento, es que no lo oigo bien.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door. It didn't.
Nada, no funciona bien esto. Son unos gráficos muy normalitos. A ver el interior de la casa, que lo recuerdo bastante detallado.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home. But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot. Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
¿Qué ocurre hacer todo esto?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Bueno, pues ya sabemos que el hermano desapareció.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Otro tópico, ¿no? En los juegos siempre es el abuelo o el bisabuelo el que hace las cajitas de música o hace las chorraditas.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Esta llave no sirve para nada. Te han dado la llave troll, no abre nada.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank. The table was still a wreck from the night we left. My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
El caso es que si leéis los comentarios del juego, en la Store, la gente habla de fotorrealismo, de que está muy bien, de que es único. En PC sí me ha llegado un poquito a sorprender las primeras pantallas, pero aquí la verdad no estoy, no sé, bueno, vale.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night. After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Un gato por la rama de un árbol. Qué foto más extraña, ¿no? Fotos más extrañas. Bueno. Joder, qué tirones, ¿no?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Bueno, el 47, 10 añitos.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's
Joder, qué
room.
guapo.
I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him.
Bueno, la tercera para la vencida, a ver si aquí la llave funciona.
Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
Es que parece que esto está 800 por 600, Basurilla.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Bueno,
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan,
nos dejamos llevar por el encanto.
but I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead.
Qué bonito.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here before my mom sealed the doors.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat. My Halloween candy was all gone. The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Cómete también las cagarrutas de los ratones también.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
Esas son las ramas que se veían antes en la foto que estaba el gato.
I kept eating and eating.
A ver, come ahí que hay chocolate.
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
Creo que esto era yo. No sé qué hay que hacer. ¿Y por aquí?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared. Mom and Dad didn't even look at me. I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Eso es lo que me parece a mí, que tú has mordisqueado algo de hierba porque está un poquito flipando, ¿no?
Rabbits.
Comida, comida, comida.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger. a mama rabbit. She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Hay veces que estás jugando a un juego y te preguntas, cojones hago jugando esto. En fin, vamos a darle una oportunidad. Un poquito surrealista, ¿no?
I rolled off a cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever. I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Ahí hay otro.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good. I grabbed on tight. When I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed. Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
Cosa más extraña de juego, macho.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Una niña de 10 años va a pensar esto, de verdad.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't. After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe. I got closer and closer.
Menos mal, estamos en la habitación ya, porque estoy perdiendo ya la paciencia.
All my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have. This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room. We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom.
Una señora antigua.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house. Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways. Edie knit me a new pair of gloves every year, just in time to replace the old ones. Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Qué horror. Está bien hecho, ¿eh? Bueno. Parecía que ponía antes que se podía abrir.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom.
Que lleva 300 años.
It was a pretty big trace.
Está cerrado y el papel higiénico está sin arrugarse de la humedad y los cambios del tiempo. Si hay algún libro que haya que mover. Hay un secreto en este cuarto de baño.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book. Sven gave Sam an old camera he'd refurbished. He never put it down.
Joder. Morían todos jovencitos, ¿eh? 11 años. Vaya control. ¿Qué tiene esto? No te he dicho que te salga. Métete, anda. No.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him. The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies.
Vamos a mirar primero por aquí qué hay.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Fink. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Joder, la carga de texturas, ¿no? El popping. Dios mío, qué popping.
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't. I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible. Maybe if I hadn't said that,
Calvin! I'm not gonna tell you again!
maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind. That's what I want to remember about my brother.
Vaya cenita en las narices estos de María Tela, Qué ocurrencia, macho.
The day he made up his mind to fly, and he did.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
Bueno, pues ya vamos hasta ahora la historia de 3. Y esto es una auténtica gilipollez. Gráfico cutre,
Edie roped off
comparado con el
Calvin's house
PC,
to the room.
muy cutre. La historia una chorrada.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
Madre de Dios, qué castaña. Vamos a seguir dándole una pequeña oportunidad, pero si esto no varía y no salimos a exteriores y empezamos a ver paisajes. Vale, eso ya lo tengo abierto, a ver qué es esto.
Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to
¿Cómo no se iba a llamar Rick? Va a tener su chaqueta universitaria. Típica americana.
That was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right. Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later.
Vale, o sea que hay que gritar, ¿no? En la caja de música. Menos mal que me he quedado viendo esto porque le pensaba dar la vez salirme. Uf, infumable.
She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Mira, esto es original, Gasto manejando el muñeco dentro del cómic.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear! Rick?
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and you're...
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the Late Late Picture Show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
De verdad, macho. Aquí jugando en un trocito, un cuarto de pantalla. Madre de Dios. Siento curiosidad de saber cómo está esta habitación. Igual.
Are you there? Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
Orcas Island police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Barbara turned, saw the Hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
That night, she played her part beautifully.
pensar quién tenga una tele pequeña, veis solo el cuadrillo ese, ¿eh?
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was
Estoy a punto, lo que va a suceder es que voy a coger y voy a desinstalar el juego.
final breath. Barbara Finch gave the performance of her.
Esto es infumable, macho.
I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter? Hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard. But that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
Vale, que hay que bajar abajo entonces. Me voy a la caja de música. Esto ya está todo.
I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
Pero ahorita... Ahora sí. Bueno, pues esto seguiremos mañana. Por el momento, muy flojito. Bueno.